Hey guys, how are you? It's time for a Tuesday morning Daily Juice podcast here on BettingPros.com. Always being brought to you by BetMGM. My name is Matt Peralt. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. So, we had a good day. I had a good day. The pod had a good day. The Discord ad had a good day. These are happy times. I'm kind of glowing at the moment if you're watching this on YouTube, which, by the way, I know we've been having some skipping issues with me on the taping. We're going to fix that. I'm still kind of new in all this. I'm a radio guy, so video for me is a little new. So I know there's been some skipping and pausing, and people are like, what is the video skip? Well, we're going to fix that. I promise you. We're on it. Bear with us, okay? I know that the views are going way up on our YouTube. It's really good. And after a 4-1 day on the pod and a 6-1 day overall, more people are going to come calling like they always do. When you have a good day, people tend to pay attention. They miss the upswing, and they catch you on the downswing, and then they get mad at you because they weren't there for the 6-1, and they weren't trusting you, so they have to get onto the other side of the 6-1, which doesn't always work. There's my soapbox for you, but 6-1's a good day. 4-1's a good day. Let's go through it today. I'm going to go light today, okay? I've got one hockey play. I've got one NBA play. And I'm going to add, in the Discord channel, I'm going to add 2 player props before the games tip off on Tuesday, okay? So that's how I'm going to go at Tuesday. If you need to get into the Discord, a couple things are, well, the easiest way to do it, if you're on YouTube, down below me here on YouTube, there's a Discord chat link. Click on that. That'll take you in. If you're listening to this podcast, go to YouTube. 1, subscribe to the Betting Pros YouTube channel. But then 2, on the video, that's where the link is for the Discord channel. So if you need to get into it, that's how you do it. We're getting close to 5,000 users now. So we're rolling well with everybody in Discord, but we're doing a lot of during games. I mean, it's super fun. And everyone last night was on the Vegas Golden Knights over 5.5 goals because that was my late ad for hockey. I told you last night during the podcast I was going to add it. We added it. How the hell did we hit that? Third periods in the NHL are stupid. It was 1-1 going into the third period, and the Vegas Golden Knights scored 4 goals by themselves, including a power play goal with about 2 minutes to go in the game for us to win that bet. I mean, that is insanity right there. That's just things were going well yesterday. So I went 6-1 because I double-dipped on 2 games. So we had the under for the Creighton Blue Jays up against Ohio. I laid the 5.5, okay? Just something I felt on. I wasn't going to give away. It was just a personal play for me. It was just one of those things where I wasn't going to jinx it. I didn't even talk about it publicly. I just bet it because it's my team. And if they lose, I go down with the ship, fine. But the under I liked a lot, and the under hit easily. The Jays also covered 5.5 easily, which was absolutely beautiful for us to get that right. And a bet that, I was sweating out pretty hard here because the Jays are now in the Sweet 16 for the first time in school history, and I couldn't be more excited and happy and proud of Greg McDermott and proud of those kids for getting there and being the first team to ever do it. I've been watching Creighton basketball since 2004, and this was the dream, man. This was Dana Altman and the team, in 2007 that went down to New Orleans and lost in the first round, and the teams with Doug McDermott on it, where they played both games against Duke and North Carolina and lost them both. Look, they're playing Gonzaga. Okay, I don't care. They're going to get run out of the gym. Zag's going to win that game by 30, okay? I don't care. It's just the fact they got there. They just got that, that question mark off their back. When are you going to win 2 games in the dance? When are you going to advance past the opening weekend? So they finally get that done. And great, they're going to take on the best team in the country and get their doors blown off. Who cares? They're in a game for the second weekend. That's all I care about. So that was cool. That was 2-0. I took I had the Ducks +5 and the over 149 in that game. If you bet the under, you knew you were dead by about 10 minutes to go in the first half. You knew you were toast betting the under at 150, and there was some money on the under. But I took 149. The number closed at 150.5. The highest number for Iowa and Oregon was, I think, 188.5. I think was the highest number that I saw for that game. And of all the predictions I have made, of all the statements I have made on this podcast, of all the predictions and bets I have made here on the Daily Juice, The most satisfying was to tell you in February that Iowa was losing in the second round, and I didn't give a flip who they were playing. I didn't care. They were losing in the second round. They were not making the Sweet 16. And I had a lot of you guys who were angry with me. Some of you, I'll give you credit. Some of you DM'd me and said, you were right. I pushed back. I was wrong. You were right. Props. I give you guys mad props for doing that. I don't dislike Iowa. I dislike Fran McCaffrey. I don't dislike Iowa. I didn't like the team. Their defensive makeup was horrific. They gave up more uncontested dunks in that game than any game in the tournament since 2008. It was an and one fest. It was a dunk fest because of the quickness and the athleticism of Oregon. Iowa had no shot. They couldn't stop them. And then the threes started to fall, and that was it. Luka Garza played his guts out. Give that kid a ton of credit. 3 starters for Iowa. I'm not sure if they scored. If they did, they had like 1 or 2 points in the whole game. But going into the last 5 minutes, 3 of the 5 starters for Iowa didn't score in the game. Dane Altman's game plan was, go ahead, Luka, get yours. We're not going to let you pass out of the double team. We're not going to have you be able to be a facilitator and run the offense through you. And Fran McCaffrey had no answer. Had no idea what to do, had no idea how to get shots for other players. It was all Luka, and that's it, and it was a disaster. And Iowa got run off the court and blown out by Oregon. Dana Altman, look, Dana Altman wins and knocks out Iowa, improves my prediction correct. Over hits, and the Ducks +5 hit, okay? That's a monster day in itself. Then Greg McDermott comes in with Creighton, and they blow out Ohio. They boat raced Ohio. They win and cover that 5.5-point line, and the under comes in easily because Ohio couldn't hit the broadside of a barn in that game, so the under 149 comes in easily. So that's a 4-0 start to the day. I get history with Creighton. I get a massive prediction right with Iowa getting bounced, and I'm also getting a opportunity for a cash with the Oregon Ducks. So that was awesome, okay? We got LSU wrong. LSU was in the game, and then Michigan outlasted them, so credit to Michigan. That was pretty impressive. And then you guys in the Discord, with the Discord bet, I would have bet Bama anyway. I would have been on that, but you guys were smart to be on it. That was the right play. Now, Rangers puck line was another one people were mad that didn't make the list because there weren't enough people who voted for it. That hit. They won 5-3 over the Sabres. We will continue to fade the Sabres. They are, I'm not sure who is worse, the Sabres or the Rockets. Debate that in the Discord channel. Who's a worse team? Buffalo Sabres or the Houston Rockets right now? Who's easier to bet against? Who's easier to fade? Houston or Buffalo? But that was a win with the Alabama Crimson Tide. Discord bet now is 3-2. And then we added with the over for the Vegas Golden Knights. 4-1 day, 6-1 day for me. Really, really good stuff. All right, so we've got the Coach K autographed picture to be given away coming up during this month, and that's coming up pretty quickly here. So if you've not left us a review, please go to bettingpros.com/juice, okay? Well, first, I guess go to Apple or Stitcher and leave a review. Then screenshot that review. Go to bettingpros.com/juice, fill out the form, drop in the screenshot picture, and you're entered. If you've already entered into this, great, okay? It's positive, negative. We don't care. It's up to you guys how you want to leave the review. But if you've not done that yet, if you're a newbie, please do that. It helps us in a bunch of different ways. 1, it's good feedback. 2, you could win something. And you enter in once, and you're into every contest going forward. So it's a one-shot deal, and you're entered into multiple contests every single month. We're giving away something from Pristine Auction. So that Coach K autograph picture is up for grabs here in the month of March. If you would like it, if you want to be entered into it, that's how you do it here for Betting Pros and the Daily Juice. Okay, let's get to we've got one play in hockey and one play in the NBA. And then the props, again, I'm going to put 2 player props into the Discord channel coming up before the games tip off. So my guesses will be somewhere around, I don't know, like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock Pacific time. So like 6 Eastern, where we'll go. But I'm looking at Florida and Chicago here coming up. The number is 6 for goals. I got it at 6 over -115 is where I got it at Circa Sports here in Las Vegas. Okay, let's take a look at Florida and Chicago here. From a total perspective, the over is 4-0 in the last 4 games for the Panthers as a road favorite. They're currently minus 140 over Chicago. The Panthers over is 5-0-1 in the last 6 games on the road for the Panthers. For Chicago, the over is 6-1 over their last 7 home games, okay? The over is 5-1-2 in the Blackhawks' last overall 8 games. The over is 5-1-2 in the Blackhawks' last 8 games as an underdog, okay? Look, these are 2 offenses that I think can score. I like betting 6. You guys know that I like 6. The potential for look at Vegas last night, right? 6, 5.5 to bet the over. I like it a lot. 6.5 betting the over is tough. Okay, I'm not a fan of that. But 6, whenever I can find 6s in games that have trends pointing towards the over and pointing towards these offenses scoring, I'm going to go and bet 6 quite a bit here between these 2 teams. I think the Panthers probably win this game. There's some value on Chicago at home, but I think the Panthers most likely win this game. But I'm really excited to watch and see. Florida's been playing so incredibly well, and I'm really excited to see if they can push Tampa here, and potentially Florida's going to go to the Cup Finals. And all of a sudden, the state of Florida is like a monster NHL hotbed in America, which is kind of interesting. But I think Florida's offense does work here today, coming up on a Tuesday. And it's a game that's going to be played at 5 o'clock. It's on ESPN Plus, so you can watch that game 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. Just looking at some of the games previously for the Blackhawks: 4-1, 4-2, 6-3, 4-2. So 6 goals, 9 goals, 6 goals, and 5 goals. Tampa has, that's for Tampa. That's for the Blackhawks. For the Panthers, it's been a little bit up and down. 5-3 against Tampa, 2-0 against Nashville, 2-1 against Nashville, and 6-3 against Chicago, and 4-2 against Chicago. In the games these 2 teams have played, Florida and Chicago, 5-2, 5-4, 6-2, 6-3. Okay? 6 or more goals in all 4 games. We're going to ride that again over Florida, Chicago, over 6 goals at minus 115. Okay? Half a unit. Other half a unit, we're looking at the Philadelphia 76ers taking on the Golden State Warriors on the road. Okay? Golden State, without Steph Curry, who's already been ruled out, they have not been good without Steph Curry. Their offensive efficiency numbers without Curry are absolutely horrific. They can't score without him. And look, he's the best player on that roster. No Klay Thompson. It's monstrous. It's a TNT game, so you get a nationally televised game, 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock Eastern time for this. But Curry, according to the team, they're out. So if you look at the games without Steph Curry, I mean, they played last time out against Memphis. They lost 111-103 to Memphis on the road. They've played so far this season, they've played, I believe, 4 times without Steph Curry, and they've only won once. So they've lost to the Grizzlies twice without Steph Curry, all right? So Jordan Poole coming in for Steph Curry, not great. Now, Philly is also going to be without a key player because Joel Embiid, still with the knee injury, is not going to play in this game. But they've got Ben Simmons. I just think the roster for the Philadelphia 76ers is better than the Golden State Warriors. And without Curry, without Thompson, there's just not a lot there. And I love the game being on national TV to motivate the Philadelphia 76ers. I got this number at 3, Philadelphia minus 3 against Golden State. Shop around here, try to find the best number possible. If you can get 3, get 3. Hopefully the number doesn't rise too much by the time you guys are listening to this. But Philadelphia, I think, wins the game. I don't like the Warriors here without Curry. And I think Philly still is really motivated to get after it and win these games and play well. And they've won 4 out of the last 5 games. Now on the road on the West Coast, but I like this team for Philadelphia when they're on national TV. I like Simmons, especially when Simmons is on the West Coast with all the people that he likes to look at and play around and be around, and he's been out there quite a bit on the West Coast. So we're going to lay Philadelphia minus 3 at minus 110 for the Philadelphia 76ers on the road at the Golden State Warriors. Okay, so just 2 plays, 1 NBA, 1 NHL, and I will add 2 Discord player props coming up later today. Again, hit the Discord channel down below. Hit the link to get into the Discord channel if you're interested in those player props coming up later on during the day today before tip-off of the games in the NBA. So over 6 goals, minus 115, Florida and Chicago. Philadelphia laying 3 on the road at the Golden State Warriors, both for a half a unit. Just a light Tuesday with a couple of player props still to come here after a very nice 6-1 day for me, 4-1 on the podcast. Just a breather, right? Let's catch our breath. We got a lot of basketball still to come. We got a lot of games to go here after the tournament. Let's not go too crazy here on a Tuesday. Let's kind of build it back up again as we head towards the weekend. My name is Matt Peralta. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Every morning it's the Daily Juice podcast right here on BettingPros.com, brought to you by BetMGM.